Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven.
Okay.
But whosoever shall deny me before man, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven.
So, can we get right into it?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I'll make sure there's some precursors. So here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to clarify this idea. That verse is not saying don't be ashamed of me.
That verse is not saying don't be ashamed.
Because when you look at what shame is a feeling. Sometimes our feelings we don't always have control over.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Something happens and now you feel embarrassed.
Now you're feeling embarrassed.
Right? So at least my interpretation of that scripture, and even if you compare that to like Second Timothy, I think it's a scripture in Second Timothy, like chapter 4. It's not saying shame as in an emotional response. It says if you deny me before men.
Mm-hmm. If you deny me before men.
Yeah. I also think I can just, because we got to really get into this. I think it's not just saying, oh, Jesus is real.
Mm-hmm. It's deeper than just, you know what I'm saying? Basically, you saying that don't really, you know what I'm saying, mean.
Peter denied Christ.
Right.
I don't know the man.
Right.
Well, but even in his denial, he didn't say Jesus wasn't who he said he was. He just said, I didn't know him. Right? Never heard of him. Whoopity, whoopity, woppity, wop. Right? Mm-hmm. And so, I just want to kind of give, because you know I'm big on definition, and just to give us some idea when we go into this discussion, what we're really talking about. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I don't think it's just saying,
right,
God, you're not, I think it's not taking a stand when you know you should.
Not taking a stand when you know you should.
Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Bow down before the king. They could have, everybody else was literally doing it.
Right.
They weren't the only Israelites there.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else was doing it. For them to do it also would be denying God.
Denying God. So I'm like, dang, how far do we got to go before Jesus, will deny us before the Father? You know what I'm saying?
And that's a good question. But I think it's a question we only wrestle with if we're trying to figure out where the line is so we don't cross it. Right? So we're like, okay, how strongly can I, what if I'm just quiet? Right. Is it denial if I leave the room instead?
Right. Because I think it's important, man, like, not just to know how far, how much leverage, we got, how much leeway we got, but so people can know, like, what does God expect from us? Like, as far as, because people are like, nah, bro, I got my cross on. I'm cool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But low key, wherever they go, they not repping God beyond his cross.
I think instead of, a lot of people focus on the last part of that scripture. If you deny me, I deny. I think the beginning is really what we should be focusing on. Mm-hmm. You want to read that again?
32.
Mm-hmm.
Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, I will confess also. Him I will confess also before my Father which is in heaven.
That's the point, right? Because the other part is, again, it turns into how far can I go? And then people love the hide behind schematics. Well, it's not technically, if you look at the definition for denying, I didn't technically deny Christ. I just simply didn't acknowledge him. Right. People play that game. Mm-hmm. And I love what Jesus did. It's like, oh, we don't even have the...
Right.
That can be interpreted, if you don't confess me, you're denying me.
If you don't confess me, you don't deny me.
Just saying. That first part, that's what.
Before, man. Because then he said, you know what I'm saying? Many will say, come to me and say, Lord, Lord, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he'll say, depart from me, you know what I'm saying? I never knew you, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, where's that balance? What is God really wanting from us? You know what I'm saying?
God wants from us the same thing we want from our spouses.
How are you gonna go there?
I have to, because God has given us. Again, I'm not saying that your spouse is God. For those who love to play the schematic game. I'm not saying God is your spouse, but I'm saying the same way
I'm
you want
listening,
your spouse to deal with you, the same kind of validation. God deserves that much more. Oh, we lost the message. We good?
Yeah,
we're back. Yeah. But yeah, I had to bring it to that situation. I think God gave us relationships to give us an idea, right, of how to interpret scriptures like this. Mm-hmm. If someone is talking about, and I'm, both of us are husbands. Mm-hmm. Let me find out my wife said her duty's alive, and people are doing anything that might discredit, dishonor, or whatever. She quiet. You can't come home to me and be like, "Well, I didn't deny you technically." Right. So you just stand up for me. That's your husband. And her husband who's flawed, has all these issues. I'm still like, you didn't stand up for me. God who's only done good by us. And people play this game. You know that moment when God's tap on your shoulder.
Right. And I wanted to address this because this is not really about like just being a Christian and all that. This is about a relationship with God.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? This ain't about if you're a Christian or not. This is about if you got a relationship with Christ and believe that the Father sent him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Whenever you title yourself,
right,
irrelevant.
Right. If you believe in this Bible, the Word, you know what I'm saying? This is what this is about. You know what I'm saying? Because this cats who don't go to church, who do this, that, and the third, but they believe. You know what I'm saying? And they got that cross. That's what this is. Towards them type of people. Even though they not in church, God still required